only 60 meter, but you then you will extrapolate the data based because you ada measure at 20 meter, 30 meter, and daripada situ you dapat this called one term called wind shear. Dari situ kan bila as you go higher then the wind speed becomes
how accurate is the data? I mean, 10 meters. They are using meteorological data.
Meteorological tak accurate lah.
That's why 10 meters and then extrapolate up to 80.
Oh tak boleh. dia tak bagi. Even wind expert, I have inquired a lot of wind expert from GL Jarak Hasan.
Why is that? Why not accurate data?
If you extrapolate like that, it's not accurate because you don't know the actual wind shear. Wind shear is where it is important lah. Dia kata. Wind shear dia kata typically in Southeast Asian region, especially dia kata is minimum 0.15 to 0.2. Biasanya orang guna 0.2 to.
What's the unit?
It's how to explain?
It's a coefficient.
It's a coefficient.
The higher the better lah.
Dia according to that, the higher the better lah. Dia kata for Southeast Asian it's always safe to go 90 meters and above.
90 meters.
Because we want to capture the best output, but it's still depending lah. If 60 meter is already sufficient, then probably you don't have to go that high lah.
Okay.
That's why the study is important because the study will determine your design as a whole. So this fund is actually what we are seeking lah currently. And then we have a LOI letter from Maybank Ventures that wants to put in inside the project. But this all depends on the guarantee that the government can give lah. Whether you want to buy the power or not. Later after we study apa semua, later tak ada guarantee.
So that was biasa lah dia kan. Ada guarantee.
There's a LOI attached inside there.
And then they got foreign investors also yang willing to finance 100%. But pun depends on FIT and everything. So
will that be like 51-49 arrangement ke?
But dia boleh, it depends lah because I believe dia according to local laws must be 51% local kan. So I believe we have to find some more lah beside Maybank Ventures up to around 50 million ringgit yang dia akan put in. So there are going to be a few players lah. That's why in this project you have to we are going to open a new company that is for the wind farm alone, meaning for the selling
special purpose vehicle.
Yes. Memang this is the way that in most country
dia akan macam ni. They have local maintenance.
So macam for us, our role is we develop lah. We akan selesaikan the wind resource study and the land acquisition, and then we akan kawal the investor punya fund management, and then we report to them. So our role is quite important as well lah because we are
the local counterpart.
Okay. So no issue in that lah. And then the turnkey solution after that lah comes in. Then you can select the turbine, which is the one yang suitable. Usually vertical axis is much more expensive lah than kalau on that.
Vertical this one.
No, this the horizontal.
This is horizontal. Because of this way.
The rotation.
Let's say this is the pole and then this is the rotation. So kalau vertical is like this lah.
That one is your proposing is vertical.
Initially we propose vertical lah, but then again when we study the price, it's actually it is much depending on the.
Last time the picture is different. This is like the conventional.
This is conventional. Okay. Because we compare the price already, so that's why yang I cakap tu the study will actually determine lah. We would actually advise if the direction doesn't change that rapidly, which I don't believe so lah. I just study a few sites. Direction of the wind actually doesn't change that rapidly between seconds and seconds. It changes between let's say time of day. Macam during the day maybe direction stable over there. At night maybe come from the other side. So that's why horizontal in that sense, then horizontal lebih bagus lah because horizontal you can still move this one. They got this your system. But if you move too much, then it's consume too much electricity. This is where the study will be determine lah which one. But the best part is always to go horizontal lah as much as possible. But if the wind speed, wind direction terlalu change too rapidly, then possibly you might consider.
How much megawatt one turbine?
One turbine currently on the market lah, you can produce apa ni one turbine can go up to 3 megawatt, and then right now they are developing 5 megawatt, but 5 megawatt, 6 megawatt, these are all for offshore.
Offshore lah.
Offshore.
Like big place lah, 5 megawatt.
100 lebih, 160
I went to Korea, I saw this, I think 1 point something, 1.6 or 1.7 megawatt.
That's normal lah.
Already tall,
Ah,
say
itu
5
pun-
megawatt is already tall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They actually deployed already lah, tapi dekat mostly European countries lah.
Like Netherlands semua tu memang dia banyak angin kan.
Dia bukan banyak angin lah, dia kuat angin
Angin dia kuat, ya.
Angin dia kuat. I believe in every location ada angin. Kita pun dah measure, even in Petaling Jaya also, there are sometimes wind speed can reach 8 meter, 10 meter per second also. Surprisingly, that's why I said studies is a very important factor.
Potential.
So I believe right now nobody really knows lah the potential. That's why when I talk to Dr. Baharul also, dia kata dia belum dapat the whole data, so, and then he didn't disclose to me the location where he put it because
it's not finished yet. The data. Okay.
so that's where it's quite important lah. And then this the last time project is the current market lah, worldwide is increasing lah. Currently rating for renewable energy, if you tolak hydro lah, if you tolak hydro, then wind energy for the world market is number 1 lah. Then comes solar is the next one lah. Because solar, the point is when you go up a scale of megawatt, dia dah price dia macam tinggi sangat, and then dia pakai banyak land. That's where I think solar dia ada bagus. Solar dia, I tak against solar lah, because solar pun renewable juga. So but bagus dia punya application is like macam rooftop application, then you can save the space, and then generate. But to make sure to connect to the grid tu lagi satu hal pula lah, because dia pun intermittent juga, although dia peak during the day. And then this is pulau perhentian lah. Actually dia punya wind speed, if you tengok average is tengok 257 8 banyak agak lah. The boss will take 8 and 7.
This is actual data kan?
This is the studies from dia ada satu PDF file yang
The report lah. Basically it's a report.
It's a report lah. So I'm not so sure where this data they took lah, how accurate it is also, I don't know, because it's their project TBS project.
But this is meter per second, is it?
Meter per second. So
Okay what?
okay. But dia kata when I met the TNBS is the problem is actually dia punya selection of turbine, because they choose a wind class 1 turbine. This one wind class 1 dia rated at 15 meter per second. And right now yang kita orang propose is wind class 3, which is suitable lah. This one is wind class 3 lah, 7. Ni wind class 3. So maybe probably during that time in 2005, wind class 3 turbines not yet being developed by most companies lah. Yang dia orang guna ni is called North Wind 100 kilowatt each.
So meaning the wind turbine got broken because the wind is too strong. Is it?
Broken tu itu dekat Sempurna.
Or is it because the wind is not?
Dia kata
It's not generating enough power.
Dia kata this one it's working. It's working, just that masa dia kata this one is a bit, masa tu Sultan yang suruh pasang cepat-cepat, and then dia orang before they verify the selection turbine channel semua, positioning, and then dia pasang, but the only problem is that dia kata masa during the sunny season, which the wind speed is quite low, the turbine is not performing that well lah. And then dia tengok ada kadang-kadang dia tak turn, so when tourist tengok tak turn, dia kata it's a problem. So I believe this is not a problem, this is a matter of promotion. Macam dia kata yang tak jadi tu bukan yang tak jadi, dia kata it's producing energy. Masa monsoon lagi lah, dia kata memang bagus. Cumanya during monsoon there's not much, the demand is not there. So that's why. So actually dia kata there's no problem in this project. Cumanya dia kata bila masa time occupants tinggi dekat pulau tu, the solar perform better than the wind, but during the monsoon the wind perform better than the solar. So in our country I guess you have to mix both lah if you want to kalau nak masuk national grid kan. I believe we have to mix lah, macam biomass, solar and wind as well. Because during the monsoon wind does produce bagus lah dia punya wind speed.
Okay.
So but according to this average, so you can see lah during the lowest part, actually I'm not so sure about this lah, but then again during monsoon, you see January, December, that's where the maximum speed lah.
What the minimum wind you need to start turning the blade?
Right now, most turbines is at 3 meter second, and and then that's again lah. This turbine started to turn at 5. They got in 4. So that's why I said it's not a matter of whether the wind ada. Memang ada wind, tapi cumanya dia punya selection turbine tu tak sesuai dengan.
And it looks like quite pendek juga this Perhentian one.
Dia 100 kilowatt je.
The height.
Tu pun. That's why I'm not so sure whether I don't know where they put the meteorological so I'm not so sure whether this study is they made up or they really study, but I believe dia ada letak meteorological mass lah, but I don't know where the location is because it doesn't seem like. So this Pulau Layang also performing quite okay, but this one is a bit disclosed case, so
it's army base.
Dia army base, so they don't reveal much to us lah. We don't have the wind speed data, but dia kata okay lah, cumanya dia kata because there's the wind speed kat situ, because it's a small island, so the wind speed can come from every direction, so there's a problem lah. Dia macam asyik turning. Dia kata sampai satu tahap SSB kata benda tu the wires tangle because dia terlalu cari buat angin sangat sampai the wire tangle.
That one is mechanical system ke electronics?
It's a combination lah. It's a mechanical yaw. They call it active yaw, hydraulics. So sometimes they are electronic also. Dia electronic yaw pun ada.
Electronic, they must have like sensors ke apa semua to detect kan?
Dia connect to dia kan di atas ni kan. Dia ada this wind vane. So this sensor connect to the control system. So when the wind vane changes, dia kalau dia stable baru dia akan gerak.
It's not like dia ada pin ke apa, and then when the wind push dia pun push.
Itu only on a small scale boleh lah, because small scale benda tu dengan benda ni berapa tan, so the wind cannot blow. It's not possible lah.
They need with the help of computers and.
So is it like the problem here? Is it that thing or the selection of the turbine? I mean this thing or
the problem here is lack of planning. It is meteorological and everything, because like you asked earlier, you said 10 meters is not enough. This is what the normal misconception is, because 10 meters you have a lot of blockages. So if you extrapolate the data, it will be the data being times with the theory formula,
using your software.
But you still have the blockages from at 10 meters, so you cannot really extrapolate. But if you extrapolate above 40-60 meters, you can get, because most you see
the output masa tu wind lagi accurate,
more accurate.
Okay.
And then this ni lah where I dah jumpa dengan TNBS, memang dia kata lah, because dia nak cepat masa tu. Masa tu dia ada sultan ni intervention. I don't know lah, this quite political lah. Dia kata dia pun malas nak comment on that sangat, tapi but it is sure lah that Malaysia punya East Coast ada wind class 3. So maksudnya right now when we know that we have wind class 3, so we have
through where? From Dr. Baru?
From the data that they give lah. So ada data dia kata memang sampai, cumanya bila dia choose a wind class 1 for wind class 3 side, so dia punya percentage of generation become sikit lah. Instead they can produce better output, tapi because they put wind class 1 punya range, then output dia kurang lah. Actually dia memang jalan, dia ada jalan, dia kata cumanya output dia tak setanding lah dengan the solar panels yang dia install. So this is where if you want to, before you install any meteorological mass, so you must look at some topographical lah. One of the best is where you got this tunnel effect lah between hills. Most sekarang kita punya project yang small scale pun, let's say kat Genting Island, so dia
do they have a turbine at Genting?
Belum, kita orang tengah test wind speed, because kita orang pun kena because kalau bila kita dah test wind, baru kita tahu berapa banyak power yang akan di-generate oleh that wind speed, and then plus dia punya development tu belum siap. So sekarang ni on the phase of wind testing lah. Dia orang kata memang dia nak pasang turbine,
still looking at the potential lah.
Dia still looking at potential, which memang kita orang advise every client whatever project, how small it is, so it is very important that we go site visit and tengok obstruction. It's very critical lah this one. Banyak orang I believe they want to push products too fast, but the point is if your wind is your fuel. So if you don't capture your fuel enough, then your generation will not be that great, and plus your ROI akan panjang.
When you say Kudat,
Mhm.
Kudat is a big place.
Mhm.
Do you have a specific area in Kudat?
Dia ada letak dekat sini lah.
Mhm.
So yang ni I dah inquire this land. It's about 57 acres. So yeah, this is where I see a lot lah.
So the next step is to put a measuring equipment here to measure the potential.
Yes. The actual, because dia kata 1 meteorological mass is only valid for 2 km radius. You see?
Okay.
So macam in this sense, if even though Mosti punya study tu dah buat, so it did not verify the whole potential of Malaysia.
It's only for that spot je.
It's only for that spot.
Because I think that's the problem. If you want a comprehensive wind data, you need to put a lot of this thing.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Memang kalau kat other countries, the reason why they manage to pull out banyak wind farm is because each 2 km dia orang ada satu beribu-ribu dah dalam masa.
Oh, they put
So dia orang memang put a lot lah. That's why I think for our strategy for wind lah, if the government is serious in looking into renewable, then they have to put certain funding lah on
measuring
yes, because it's very very crucial.
Dr. Barung initial funding, how is it so far? I mean,
Dia dapat
Terengganu and Sandakan.
From this is what he told me lah. He told me his project yang to determine the tarif, he got 2.8 million, and
2.8 million
from grant also grant.
Oh yeah, okay, mostly okay.
2.8 for Dr. Barung. For I'm not sure that 2.8 what he used for lah, because the 1.8 yang given to Dr. Zamri is the one yang for measurement equipment. And 2.8 for Dr. Barung is I think where he would install. Dia kata dia dah buat. Masa tu I terlambat sikit nak masuk tender for my turbine. Masa tu dia kata dia nak letak a few turbines to study lah whether which one is the best
Comparison.
comparison. Masa tu I tak, dia kata I terlambat sikit je. Masa tu benda tu dah close. So that 2.8 million is for that lah, to determine
How many turbine are they comparing?
Itu dia tak
Dia tak disclose. Tapi mesti semua like this type lah kan.
iWin tak salah, I rasa dia ada bagi kat iWin sikit. One of them iWin. Satu lagi is I don't know who.
So it's not just about mapping lah, it's just potential satu and also the suitable turbine.
The suitable turbine.
Those things they are looking at.
It's those things lah. So I believe they know about it also. Dia cumanya maybe dia, because dia ada, Dr. Barung said dia ada banyak benda dia handle, biomass punya handle, biogas,
Semua RE.
semua RE pun under dia. So that's why dia kata dia pening ke I mean like dia kata for wind dia tak sempat nak fokus kan. Sepatutnya setiap RE sources for me lah, setiap RE sources dia kena ada orang kena.
But that one is, I don't know how they do it mostly lah.
So I don't know lah whether this is kiranya the structure lah. They say a developer is always the one yang going to handle all this lah. So the investors are going to invest in the company. So basically they are the owners lah. And based on the investment, let's say 20% from the total cost, they invest inside the company, the newly formed, the specific purpose vehicle. And then the remaining 80% biasanya bank yang akan bagi, which later makes, if anything goes wrong, then the bank owns the project. So it's logic lah. This one siapa yang invest banyak, then dia lah yang punya
Basic project management.
Okay, so and then but the usually investors, they are not technically competent in terms of this, so that's why they hire people like us lah, a developer, to handle all the construction contract, to make sure that everything is in place lah. So we will also appoint civil and electrical contractors lah. In terms of wind farm, memang kita tak boleh compromise on wind class A je lah. So and then grid connection ni